I'm Austin Roberts, and this is Evan Shwartz.
Hello.
And our project is called Chroma. It is a environmental processing.
So the idea is you take in numbers like the temperature, humidity, rainfall, that kind of a thing, and it crunches it down in a way that the computer can understand it and turn it into music. So as the conditions get harsher, the music changes, and as the conditions become softer, so does the audio.
Yeah, from that together we came up with this idea, which eventually ended up becoming Chroma.
This panel over there, you can see it's pulling in overcast, temperature, rainfall, that kind of a thing. And then we scale those numbers down, so like 90 degrees, that doesn't really mean anything to a computer. So we have to scale it in a way that the computer will register, being like, okay, it's 90 degrees, that means it's hot. This is how it's being triggered. The samples are loaded up into these, so you can see temperature hot, warm, mild, and cold. And so that's how Max is talking with the weather data that we're pulling from weather.gov. If you were to come from San Francisco and go into Texas, both the music and sound effects are working in conjunction together. You come out of Austin, Texas and go to your main output, then you'd be able to actually hear what's going on. And as the conditions change, so does the music. It's always different, every single time, every day. Go ahead and hover over that again. That is right now. That is the actual weather in San Francisco. It's partly cloudy, 60 degrees. So now we've patched San Francisco directly into the main output. And here's what San Francisco sounds like at 61 degrees and partly cloudy. So you can do things like add in some drums, and you can patch directly in. So there's the drums now. But you can also patch cities together. So if Austin were to unplug any one of those, it goes away, and now he can take that and put it into New York. Or the music from Nashville, Tennessee is being processed by New York sound effects. And those also change with the weather. And because this is patched directly into the output, you're still hearing San Francisco, but there's no effects on it. It's just the dry signal. So you have basically full control of the signal flow.
There's a whole handful of applications that we've been thinking of. Just today we've actually had people suggest some really cool ideas of ways that we can implement this in places.
You know, like at a museum,
yeah.
Something like the Exploratorium.
Yeah, somewhere really interactive where you can learn about maybe different weather things, and it could be coupled with other exhibits. We'd like to have it all touch-based, just on a touch screen, so that the user is very intuitively connected to it.
People have always tried to harness weather into something that humans can really understand, you know, like wind chimes and sundials, and you know, just translating it into a way that makes sense for people. So this would just be like a digital version of that. But interactive media in general is just awesome. I mean, like, once again, the whole education thing, like, kids can be on an iPad or an Android tablet and learn things in a whole new way that makes sense. And of course it could also be translated into the art world. You know, instead of just walking around looking at a painting, you can go up and touch the wall and have things change based on whatever it is that you do.